to Unspoken Minds. Healing is the new flex. I'm your host, Nichelle Miller, and today we're getting into something that affects so many teens but not enough people talk about. Before we start, I just wanted to say something real. A lot of teens are going through things that nobody sees. We show up to school, we smile, we do homework, we go to practice, we post on social media. And people assume we're fine. But the truth is, sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, burnt out, or just even tired. Tired of expectations. Tired of trying to be perfect. Tired of feeling like we can't talk about what's happening inside our heads. And in the Black community, mental health isn't always something we talk about out loud. Sometimes we're taught to be strong or to keep our feelings to ourselves. But being strong shouldn't mean suffering in silence. That's why I created Unspoken Minds, to start conversations that can lead to healing, support, and understanding. So if you're listening and you've ever felt alone in what you're dealing with, I want you to know you're not alone. And I hope this episode helps you feel seen. Okay, before we begin, I just want to confirm. Is it okay if I record this conversation for my school podcast project?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you. Today I am joined by JNiea Flounory, LMSW, a doctoral student and an experienced social worker who has worked in the field since 2013. She earned her Master of Social Work from the University of Georgia in 2020 and has experience with DFCS, period, about to get in her bag, Veteran Affairs, supporting homeless veterans, and now serves as a school social worker working directly with teens and families. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
To start us off, can you tell us a little bit about what you do as a school social worker and why you're passionate about working with teens?
Absolutely. So, as a school social worker, I work with on different levels. So, me personally, I do crisis intervention. So, if there's a situation where someone needs to talk to me about something, I'm there. I'm a listening ear. I can talk with them, give them different tools and everything to help combat what they're going through. I also work with, the families in the communities, giving them resources. I'm big on attendance, so trying to figure out why aren't you coming to school? What can we do to get you to come to school? And if there's some things we can put in place that can encourage you to come to school on a regular basis. I also, which this may be a touchy subject, so I'm on a crisis team where if there's a situation where someone passes away in the school system, I come in to the schools and available. I'm an available resource for different students or teachers and faculty, and to come to me to talk to me about what they're feeling. We do different things to talk about grief, talk about their memories with their loved one that might have passed away at the school, and we just talk through it. Sit down and have one-on-one time out of class just until they're able to go, feeling up and ready to go back to class. So that's just some of the things that I do on a school level.
Okay, I love that. That's amazing. Let's get straight into it. When people hear mental health, what does that mean in simple terms, especially for teenagers?
A lot of teenagers that I've spoken with, when they hear mental health, they automatically assume that something is wrong with them. And I want them to understand that there's nothing wrong with you, and mental health is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that we are unable to control. Mental health, to me, means like, working on yourself. It's kind of working on yourself and getting things together to make yourself better. Sometimes you can have the perfect day and then something might trigger you, something that might have happened in the past that you might have felt that you've gotten over, and it brings back old memories or things like that that has made you feel away. So a lot of times they have the outlook of, oh, you got mental health, something is wrong with you, or look at it as a bad thing. But it's not a bad thing. It's just a point where you understand that, hey, I have this battle, and I'm at that next step of wanting to fix it.
Yes, I totally agree. In your experience working in schools, what are like the most common mental health struggles that you see in teens dealing with right now? Do you think it's gotten worse over time? Why?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I think I would say the biggest issue is that social media, it
Yes.
is the access of people have more access to your life on a regular basis. Like you feel you see celebrities living with their designer and everything like that, so you feel like, oh, I gotta get somewhere so I can be like that. People they think that material things equal success instead of having the mindset that just equals success. So that's one of the biggest things I've seen. Like the social media, it leads to cyberbullying, and even though it to you it feels like everybody, if someone posts a picture of you that is degrading or something like that, to my teens, they feel like everybody in the world has seen it. And I'm like, not even your if you have 2,000 followers, probably 10 of them seen it, but
Yes.
not everybody see it. They just take it to heart that everybody in the world has seen it, that, oh, if it doesn't come down, it's going to be the end of the world. But and in reality, it's only hot for 2 minutes. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it's only something big for like that day. 3 days later, they're talking about somebody else. But I think that social media is the big thing, and how people dwell on what outsiders might be a viewing of them. That's what causes a lot of the conflict in our teens now.
Yes, I totally agree. I heard you talking about social media. My mom is real strict with social media. And there has been many
Good.
Yes, there has been many times with me not having social media that I still end up in
Mhm.
drama. Now I couldn't even imagine what that would be like with social media. I just know that's 10 times worse. I would be mentally
Yes.
drained.
Yes, and people don't understand that it does take a toll on you. Even me as an adult, um, it takes a toll on you. Sometimes I have to back away because, and then they have like, how social media can pick up on what you're interested in and keep playing that. So if you're feeling sad, or you feeling like, oh, I don't like this dude, I'm done, I'm over him, or my friends are no good, and you looking up those quotes are going to constantly keep appearing on your timeline, and you're wondering why. You're thinking about mine. Oh, show me. Like, I had one teen tell me, I had told myself to show me a sign that I need to cut my friend off. And of course, she
Uh,
found a quote pop up on her timeline. She was like, this is a sign. No, baby, you've
yes.
been looking it up all week.
Yeah, it's gonna
So
happen. You're gonna see it.
yeah, so that takes a toll on you, and whatever your mind, if you feeling down and depressed, and you looking up down stuff that relates to you being down and depressed, and you're liking it, of course that stuff is going to keep showing up on your timeline and in your face, and you're going to constantly be in that feeling of depression.
Yes. But for school pressure like grades, sports, extracurriculars, and expectations affect teen mental
Hmm.
health, like how does that affect them?
It does a lot. I think in the early stages of like high school, we're just speaking like high schoolers, early stage of high schools, school and things is not quite on the high end for them, as it is for seniors. So they play around and don't really put a focus on it. So by the time they get to their 11th and 12th grade year, they see their friends getting ready to leave. They want to graduate because, of course, it's only right to graduate. That pressure of, I messed up back then, back in at the 10th grade, I got so much to catch up on. Sometimes they feel defeated. They feel like it's pointless. There's no way I'm gonna get it. So I would see a lot of kids act
Hello?
school because they
Yes.
don't want to face that reality of, I'm not going to, I might not graduate, or I don't want to face the embarrassment of not graduating with everybody else. So I'd rather just get kicked out, or I'd rather just drop out, or something like that. But the pressure, it gets higher as they get older, when they know, okay, I'm about to graduate, I gotta leave. It's a lot of pressure of, you got to make sure your grades look good so you can graduate. You don't want to be embarrassed. You got to make sure you're doing good so you don't get talked about. And that thing it takes a toll on them. Plus, I gotta make money, so you want to start working to make money, to
Yeah.
save money. It's a lot. And I feel like nowadays teens are not able to be actual teens anymore, or kids. Like, it was an option when I was growing up to work.
Yes.
It wasn't like it was necessarily mandatory, but these kids want to live a lifestyle that they're forgetting to be kids. You got all your life to be grown. And trust me, if I can go back to being a kid, I would.
Yes, I'm definitely taking my time. School pressure is
Please.
definitely something I have experienced and like seen friends experience with. I have friends who are like in extracurriculars who are finding it difficult to be able to balance between social life and sports. And I think that's a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
It takes a toll on you now.
yes. But do you think that black teens experience unique pressures in school that can impact their mental health?
Absolutely. Being me, this is just my opinion. Being a black person automatically puts you behind in a sense. It puts you behind a lot of the qualities that um I would say other races may have had, as far as support, as far as generational wealth, as far as things like that. Now there are some black students or black kids, they may have things lined up for them that put them in an equal stance with other races, but a lot of times what I have seen, and it could be with the community that I work with, they're already like 3 steps behind. They don't have some of the same resources that other other families have, or that district that they're going to school in don't have the same resources as their white counterpart districts. For instance, like I'm in a Clayton County. They have lower, it's a lot of lower incomes
Yeah.
other than counties like Cobb counties. They have a lot more resources and a lot more and higher income limits. So they have the community support to sponsor schools, to get the schools better jerseys. Not saying they do that, but they have that resources. Here in our county, we have some resources, but not all of the resources that we need to can make our students' lives better. And we have a majority of black population. And of course, some other counties have a lot of white, or some other counties have higher Hispanic populations, and you can definitely see it in the numbers with the grades, the parent participation, the kids participation. All of that takes a toll.
Yes, I think especially for black teens with the stereotypes that we face, like trying to prove themselves, like being called quote
Hmm.
unquote whitewashed. Like,
Yes.
how would you say like stereotypes, code switching, or trying to prove yourself like affects the students? Do you like want educators to know about this?
That is a great question. I literally just did my paper on this last semester in my program, and I talked about this same thing because you can hear it in my accent. I'm from Georgia.
Yes, yes.
And I'm from the county that I work in. I'm from Clayton County, and I have a southern dialect. I have a country, or like the kids say, Miss JNiea, you talk ratchet. Like and I'm cool. Like, but I at the same time I can relate to them. They from the same county I'm from. I know some of the things that I had to face growing up. I know how my attitude was, how my mindset was growing up to where I am now, that I feel like I can relate to them. I don't code switch. I wrote my paper about it. There's no need to code switch. Be you, and teens and kids can relate to you better when you're yourself. But when you putting on the I'm your mom, or I'm an adult and I'm a professional, you facing that it's a power struggle, and they don't really relate to you. They're not going to talk to you and tell you what's really going on. I'm always me. I'm talking to them like I would talk to, a family member. Of course, I talk to them age appropriate, but I still have conversations with them. I've had some of my older teens, my 17, 18-year-olds, get so upset. Sometimes they use inappropriate language, but I'm not going to chastise them like, hey, don't talk to me like that. Yeah, I'm still an adult. I let them vent. I let them get what they have to say out. And I tell them, after we finish, we come back together. We talk about something. We finish it up with something positive. I'm like, hey, now, I understand you venting, but don't be cussing me out next time. Like, just
Yeah.
having conversations like that. But sometimes that's just how they talk, how they can get their feelings out, how they can express themselves. And I don't agree with having a code switch, or even one of my supervisors at my job was saying, You guys need to be in business suits. I don't agree with that. But I'm working with my high school students. I'm outside, or even with my elementary schools. They outside. They go outside for recess. I'm outside with them. I
Yeah.
have on sneakers. I'm outside. I'm doing cartwheels with the girls, cheerleading battles with the girls, or I'm walking with my teens. I'm in my sneakers, my jeans, because I don't want them to feel like they're talking to a adult. I want them to feel like they're talking to somebody they can relate to.
Yes. Do you in like the black community sometimes people say things like pray about it, you'll be fine, or don't tell our business? How does that stigma affect teens who need support?
It it kind of makes them feel, to me, I feel like it makes them feel like that no one has the answers for them, or that no one really cares about what they're going through. When you simply just tell somebody to pray about it, or it's going to get better, sometimes yes, it may get better. Yes, depending on your religion, you could pray about it, but sometimes that's not what people need to hear at that moment. If I'm dealing with something and it's taking a toll on me, telling me to pray about it is just not going to work for me.
Yeah.
you know um I want to hear you talk to me, give me a solution, give me a problem. And I think what we face is a lot of that stigmatism. Like we talk about mental health, people think if you talk to a therapist, or you talk to a social worker, you talk to a counselor, oh, something wrong with you, you can't handle it, or you weak. You're not weak because you're talking to somebody. You just getting support so you don't come off, so it doesn't escalate or get worse on what you're feeling. And it's good to talk to somebody, good to let it out. But I feel like people should encourage people, like, hey, listen, I don't know the right words to say to you. I want to help you the best way I can. Um, Talk to me, tell me what you're feeling. Because sometimes people just want to vent. They don't even want a response. They just want to get it off their chest.
Yeah.
Talk to me, let me know how you're feeling, and let's go talk to somebody else that can help us. That can help us both get through that. And also, seek guidance from other people. Like, what should I say to a friend if they're feeling like this?
Yeah.
Talk, get help so you'll know the right things to say, because you never know. I've witnessed a lot of people with that have been battling depression or wanting to harm themselves, face the fact that all it was missing was that one thing that somebody could have said that could have changed their mind. And you want to always be like, make sure you have everybody you run across, make sure you treat them nice, treat them well, because you never know what someone is going through, and you never know, your one word can trigger them, or your one word can change their decision to make them make a better decision. So just always be kind and treat people with respect.
Yes, I totally agree. My parents have definitely told me not to go around and tell their business, but they also take me to therapy, so I guess I have a healthy, like a good balance of both.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's absolutely great.
Okay, but
That's-
for my last question before we move on, what are healthy coping strategies teens can use when they feel overwhelmed, anxious, or stressed?
Some healthy coping strategies. Definitely music. I think music is more relevant now. Um, I know y'all love Rod Wave, but don't
Oh
listen to Rod Wave
yes.
when you
Oh,
said.
okay. Go ahead.
Rod Wave is good, but if you listen to some of his words, it's just kind of like I was talking about with social media, show you what you're feeling, and it pops up on your timeline on a regular basis. If you listen to raw wave music, is talking about his pain and his stress and everything like that. If you're relating, yes, listen to him. I can't tell you who you can't listen to, but
Yeah.
try to listen to something uplifting, like to try to get you in a better mood. Something, I would say, just sometimes just jazz, or just no words, just melodies, just to get your mind right. Okay.
Yeah.
But if Rod Wave your favorite artist, have at it. Listen to Rod Wave, listen to things like that. But just kind of listen to music to focus on what you want to work on. Another coping skill, walking. I say taking a walk, getting some fresh air. That helps. And I tell a lot of my teachers, if they just say they need a second, let them walk and take a second. Give them that opportunity. Now, if you let them take a second and they walk and don't come back for 3 hours, then that's when you're like, okay, you'll never be able to take a second with me, or you'll have to have somebody walk with you. But sometimes some people just need a moment to just go breathe. Like just sit outside, take 2 minutes in the hallway and then come back. Um Walking, journaling is another one, just writing down your thoughts, writing down your feelings, how you're feeling, exercising, that helps. um it's almost doing something to get your mind off of it. Coloring, even though people be like, I'm too old to be coloring. When you start coloring, you'll keep going, and then realize, oh, this whole page is done and I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yes,
So
I love
it's
to
different.
color.
It's a lot of different techniques. The 5 4 3 2 1, 5 things you can see, 4 things you can you can hear, 3 things you can smell, 2 things you can taste, 1 thing you can touch, or you can put them in different orders, different things like that, just to like recalibrate your mind. I got
Oh,
a whole book of them now.
yes, I love to color, but now we're gonna do a quick little game I like to call Fact or Cap. So
Yes.
for this game, I will be giving you a prompt, and you will tell me if that is fact or cap.
Okay,
So
let's go.
fact or cap? Fact or cap? If someone is doing well in school, they're automatically okay mentally.
Cap.
Okay. Fact or cap? Therapy is only for people with extreme problems.
Cap.
Yes, cap, definitely. Fact or cap? Social media can increase anxiety or depression.
Fact.
Okay, my last and final prompt before we close out. Fact or cap? If you laugh a lot, you can't be struggling.
Cap.
Okay, thank you. Before we close, can you share your top three messages you want every teen listening to hear?
All right. Teens. Understand that one, when someone older than you is talking to you, I know you hear the line, I've been there before. We really have. So just hear us out. Even though you might not want to hear it for real, just listen to us. Just listen to an adult when they're trying to give you different advice. And even if it doesn't work for you, at least try to take it. Try it out. If it didn't work, just say, okay, that didn't work for me. Two, talk to somebody. Do not let things dwindle. Do not think you can take it on your own. Talk to somebody. Find that caring adult person that you can trust, or if even if it doesn't have to be adult, it could be a friend, a family member, somebody. But talk to somebody. Let somebody know what is going on with you. Talk about your problems. Talk about how you're feeling. Even if it's like, hey, I don't even want you to respond. I just want you to just listen to me. And then after I'm finished talking, turn your ears off and act like you never heard it. I just get it off your chest. I see a lot of teens that harbor feelings and stuff that's been going on, and you never know it went on with them until they opened up. Just talk about it to somebody. And three, enjoy your life as teens. Don't be in a rush to grow up. Life, it's a long road ahead. If I can go back and change some of the things that I've done, that I did as a teen or preteen, um, I would go back and focus on that. I would enjoy my time in school, make the best of it, because sometimes those memories, those people that are around you today, may not even you might not even see them again for another 20, 30 years, and you don't want to say, I never got a chance to experience that. I didn't do the sport that I wanted to do. I never got a chance to go on my senior trip, or I didn't get to experience college or anything like that. Just enjoy life as a kid. Don't rush to go try to get a job. Don't rush to try to be a millionaire. Don't rush to try to make the most money. Take your time, enjoy life. Life goes by fast, and I want you to enjoy it. It'll come. Everything will come, it'll fall into place. Cause listen, if y'all knew who I was back in the day, you would be like, this is not the same person.
Okay, Miss Flounory, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to speak with me. Your advice and your work in schools means a lot. And I know this is going to help so many students feel seen and supported. And to everyone listening,
Absolutely.
before we end today's episode, I want to leave you with something important. Just a reminder, this podcast is for awareness and education. It isn't medical advice. If you or someone you know is struggling, please talk to a trusted adult, a school counselor, or a licensed mental health professional. Thank you for listening to Unspoken Minds. Healing is the new flex. Protect your peace, and I'll see you next episode. Yay!
Bye.